These are fishing boats, trawlers. They're being loaded up, ready to go to sea to catch fish. This is the ice-making machine. It makes tons and tons of ice. The ice is loaded onto the trawlers. It goes right down into the bottom of the boat, into the hold. When the trawler men catch the fish at sea, it'll be used to keep them fresh. This man is mending the fishing nets. These are used to catch the fish. There's a special shop called a chandler's. Inside, the trawlermen can buy everything they need for their boats.
Yeah, that's it. Emulator. Right.
The trawlers must be ready to sail at high tide. This one is called the emulator. It's going to sea for 3 days. It sails out of Scarborough. In the wheelhouse, the skipper guides the boat carefully out of the harbour. Outside, the sea looks calm, but watch the boat rolling in the waves. This could be the last land the trawlermen will see for 3 days. There's a radar screen in the wheelhouse. It shows the skipper how far the trawler is from land. The ship's cook makes meals for the crew in the ship's galley. It will take a long time to travel to the fishing grounds. The sea is getting rougher. There's no land in sight now. When they reach the fishing grounds, the trawlermen must put the huge nets into the sea. The skipper has machines that tell him where to find the fish. The net is closed at one end like a bag. It gets wider towards the top. The coloured floats are at the top. Strong steel ropes hold the nets, and heavy weights take them down to the bottom of the sea. The emulator will trawl for 3 hours. There's time to wash up or watch television. The steel ropes pull the nets along the seabed behind the trawler until it's time to haul them in. There's the wide mouth of the net where the fish swim in. There's the bag at the end where the fish get caught. The skipper watches from the wheelhouse. The fish are emptied out. The nets will go overboard again for another trawl. The men sort out the fish into different sizes. Then they clean them and take out any parts people can't eat. It's called gutting. The seagulls enjoy the scraps that are thrown overboard. The fish are washed and packed in ice to keep them fresh. After 3 days and nights, the emulator comes back to port. On the way back, the men pack the fish into boxes ready for market. Then they wash down the decks, so the trawler will be clean when it reaches harbour. The boxes of fish are offloaded and weighed on the dockside. Then they're taken to the fish market to be sold. The auctioneers, the men who sell the fish, try to get the best price for them.
At 10, 12, 212, 14, at 60, at 22, at 4, 224, 226, 250, to anywhere, business.
The buyers put labels on the fish they bought. These fish are going to a fish finger factory. Let's see what happens to them. First, the head is cut off the fish. Next, the bones are taken out. This is done by a filleting machine. Then the fillets are trimmed. Only the best parts of the fish are used. The fillets are put in boxes. Then they go into a freezer. When they come out of the freezer, the fillets are frozen into a solid block. Next, a machine saws them into smaller and smaller pieces. At last, they're the right size for fish fingers. They're covered with fine crumbs, then coated with batter. Last, they're covered with golden crumbs. The batter and crumbs are cooked in hot fat. It happens so quickly that the fish inside is still frozen. But the batter and crumbs must be cooled down. So they go into a freezer room. When they come out, they're ready for packing. They're putting 10 fish fingers in each slot. The machine puts the boxes in place. Then it pushes the fish fingers into the boxes and seals them up. Everything's done so quickly there's no time for the fish to defrost. They're ready to go to the shops to be sold.